It's recording.
Okay, great. Abdul Kul Shayuat Biwasamus Shil Patimta. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity Ray desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity Ray desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity Ray desires. Begin all things by first using the all. This audio is going to be prima facie evidence of the fraud, human rights violations, and criminal acts involving the Edmonton Police Services working on behalf and in concert with the Edmonton Law Courts, which are actually at Sikata Nation of Yamasee Moors Courts, which anybody can Google Edmonton Law Courts Room 355, and it will come up with a picture of my wife and myself with our flag. What happened on the Gregorian calendar? What do we say? Okay, it's around after 8 Mountain Standard Time, so it's after 10 Eastern Standard Time. So about, I'd say, 11 hours ago, 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 to 9 hours ago, Constable Roar, if that's what his name is, and if his badge number is 2918, came to the Hope Mission, up to the mat I'm sleeping on, and he was escorted by the guys who were there, who do the baggage check, and he proceeded to talk with me about the document that he said he wasn't going to serve when we spoke with him on the 24th of December when he called me on my cell phone. So he said, this is pertaining to what your mother's doing. I said, well, is the Justice Rook? And he said, yeah, the Justice is Rook and LD Acton. I said, well, I'm not accepting that. I told you that already. I'm not accepting no paperwork. Now, let us all keep in mind, for those who've been following, that he said it didn't have anything to do with Justice Rook. Now, yesterday, he admits that it's Justice Rook. However, the paper is green, and the seal, I didn't even look at it. So let's get the first thing out the way. Because he just dumped it on me and said, you've been served, and him and the other officer walked away. So the paper is green, so I know it's the same green one that I sent back to LD Acton, who has a $3.5 million active lien filed on her in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. That's cumulative every day, because she sat on the bench when she continued the order from Provincial Justice Ho. And let's all keep in mind, none of these judges, provincial or Queen's Bench or federal, have a valid oath of office, not one of them. So he came and served and attempted to serve that by dumping it on me. So what I did was about half an hour, about 20 minutes ago, I went to the Edmonton Law Courts, went to security, signed in as Chief Nanya Shabu El, and said, what is the name of the company? Atsikata Nation of Yamasee Moors. This is around 7:45, and I walked into the courthouse, was let in by security, and I went over and to the information booth, which is on the east entrance side of the courthouse. I came in through the west. So I walked over to the other side, dropped the fraudulent orders, because that's exactly what they are, and signed out and left. So this audio is going to be prima facie evidence. It's going to be more commercial evidence of fraud that was committed by Justice D. Rook, who, of course, we know is not a justice because he admitted on November 28th, 2013 of the Gregorian calendar that the courts don't have 1611 King James Bibles or an acceptable or authorized version in their courtrooms. They have a New International Version or whatever, which is not the law. So I am calling and called Sa Auset Tawierets as a third-party witness, and we're going to have more witnesses because we're going to upload this after I'm done. But I just wanted to let people know that this is the stuff that they pulled. Now, we got to consider something. Why would he come close to about 11 o'clock Mountain Standard, which would be about 1 Eastern Standard in the morning, on a Saturday or early Sunday to deliver these documents. They don't want anybody to see. When I said, well, meet me at the library, he got all shook up. So when he came, most of the people are sleeping. So this shows they know what private and public is, and they're trying to do it privately and then come into the public to say, we have these legal documents that were tendered. So now, when the woman reports to work on Monday, and she comes to her desk and she sees those 2 green papers, and the reason they're colored green is generally they use that as a code for somebody that they want to commit. So that's why the order is on green paper. I've had plenty of documents that they've tendered that have been on various colors, but when they're on green, that usually means they're up to something. So, with this audio, I will make certain that the rabbis, Friedman, and the rest of the Edmonton rabbis get a copy of this, because it appears to me that, and I'm not looking at Constable War, he's just a puppet anyway. What we're looking at is these Jews are the ones that are behind all of this, especially thanks to that book, Jewish Ritual Murder, and I'm just about done completing that book, and it's referenced some other books. So this goes to show and prove, because they admit that they take the blood from children in their synagogues, drain their blood, and put it in their Passover bread and eat it. Now, if that's not a crime against humanity, I don't know what the heck is. And, of course, they'll deny it with the weak defense that we're not allowed to ingest blood, but that is what they're doing, thanks to Rabbi Finkelstein of New York in his eloquent and most revealing and full disclosure interview, which most people have heard if they haven't gone to my Facebook page or send me an email. So this is UCC 1-103. This is UCC 1-308, all indigenous rights reserved eternally. This is UCC 8-505. This is an adverse claim because there's a $3.5 million lien on the Edmonton courthouse, all the courtrooms and all the judges, all the clerks, and all associated parties. So this is, again, going to be more prima facie. They can keep ignoring. That's their prerogative. Now that we know the rabbis are involved, now the rabbis are realizing now we're in universal, because the fact, think about this, just so-called John Rook kicked me out the courtroom and then tried to sick the sheriffs on me. Why is he using Edmonton police? He should have used a peace officer or a bail bondsman. So that tells you there's something else going on that they do not want the public to know about. So they're trying to hide it. Because that's why he came at that hour. They don't want anybody to see this. And they still haven't learned. With the grace of the Most High and the ancestors and the assistance of the Most High and the ancestors, we're going to get this message out. And they're going to have to start dealing with the facts instead of making stuff up. But I realize they may be getting pressured by who else other than the Jews and the rabbis here in this Edmonton, which is really on Treaty 6 land. So the fact that they came out after he kicked me out, and look at this, this is nearly a month after what's transpired. Yeah, this is like over a month after what happened on November 28th, because we're in January on the Gregorian calendar, according to them, which the Pope said is based on a miscalculation. So that's another thing. So this is why the fact that they came out and he came right up to my mat, now they are entering. They are under universal law. And I've already received word that they are going to face consequences because now they are what's called traversing. So they're trying to bring this commercial stuff into the universal because I'm on the land and I've proven that. So now they want to violate universal law, which is contrary to their own 1611. And so now we have the evidence of this is what they do, and they don't want to do this out in the open. They want this private. They don't want any witnesses. They don't want anybody to see. But the guy who was wearing the Indianapolis shirt tonight, heavy-set white guy who works at the Hope, number 12, he was wearing Luck, that's the quarterback for Indianapolis Colts. He he was the one that woke me and said the officers are here to see you. So obviously, I don't know whether he was in on it, but it's not really relevant as far as that's concerned. The point of the matter here is that why would they come all the way out at this point? So it's too late. The registered mails have been sent. All the documents have been sent. And as I told him, I said the order of John Rook is null and void, and I declare that on the record, for the record, and to let the record show he has no authority. So therefore, what they do is put the stamp of the clerk in a box. So under the maritime law, boxing, anything in an enclosed area cannot be considered. That means the clerk did not execute this, and they just put it in there to make it look as if it was being executed, but they want it done privately. They can't go into the public because they know I'm a secured party. They know I am indigenous. They know I am a creditor. So this is the reason why I wanted to get this out as quickly as possible. So I'm done for now. And again, anybody who listens to this, feel free, send it everywhere, email it everywhere, make videos. I give universal consent to post forward Google, YouTube, Yahoo, MySpace, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, Twitter, Mama, any and all social networks from here, South Korea, Italy, Germany, Spain, South America, the Caribbean. We want to put this all over the planet because that was a big error that they did, and now people can see how these guys get down, because he's probably Roar, if that's his name, Constable Roar of EPS, he was probably specially picked to do this. That's why he came at night where they don't want anybody to see what's going on. Now everybody knows. All right, so with that, you can end this recording right here, and you can upload that while we're talking.